Hello, friends. In this same month of March, but in the year 1942, the Monsignor Fulton Sheen took the airwaves to speak to the American people in the midst of hardship. In his radio address on the Catholic Hour, he said that many people were asking the question, why? Why does God permit this? And we, now in the midst of this global pandemic, might be asking the same question, why? Why does God permit this disease? Why does God permit this suffering? If we are asking that question, then we should listen to the words of Sheen. He said that this very question is an indication of one thing: a lack of trust. Could the fear, could the anxiety, could the anger that we might be facing because of decisions being made concerning our lives that we have no control of, could all of this really have its root also in a lack of trust? We should be reminded that God is infinitely perfect goodness. God is infinitely perfect wisdom. God is the loving Father. And so even when His infinite goodness and His infinite wisdom and His loving fatherly providence seems to go against us, so to speak, we should remind ourselves that this does not lower our dignity at all. This does not force us into some corner that we can't get out of. It simply calls us to more heroic acts of a filial trust and obedience. Let us find our consolation in the words of St. Paul when he writes that all things work together for the good of those who love God. And notice that St. Paul makes no clarifications, no distinctions. He simply says all things. All things like the coronavirus. All things like a lack of work, all things like social distancing or isolation, all things like the seeming loss of freedom, all things like even the lack of access to the sacraments, even the Holy Eucharist, all things work together for the good of those who love God. Let us turn to God in prayer. Let us take this question today, why, and let us place it before God and say, could this why question within me, Lord, be an indication of a lack of trust? Let us pray about it, let us meditate on it, and let us ask the Holy Spirit to enlighten us. Not only enlighten us, but to give us that grace and strength to cry out, Abba, Father, and to show ourselves as true Christians who live these hard times in complete, loving trust. You're reminded that we here at the seminary are praying for you. We ask for your prayers and hope that you have a blessed day. See you.